And here we are, folks. Game 2 of Ctrl-Alt-Delete versus the Wight camp. The Wight camp ahead 1-0. Trying to get all those tasty points here during the season. Wanting to join actually VS at the top of the standings. They have a perfect win record as of now, and it looks like both teams are actually just going to sit in the jungle. Deep wards being placed for both teams. Ping's going down for both. They're in the dark right now. Some deep wards being placed by Elite in the top jungle. Nice boomerang scout coming out from Tay just to make sure they weren't in that death bush. And it looks like both teams are just going to kind of normalize. Each having deep wards in the respective jungles. Trustante hits a trap though, is going to be sighted out by Karatical. And Yex. Tay smartly checking with that boomerang. Doesn't see that happening, and unfortunately the Wight camp has no idea that this is going on. So this could be a bit annoying for Brio if he doesn't sniff this out quickly. Ctrl-Alt-Delete does have a ward in their red. So if Brio does go straight for it, the bot lane for Elite can rotate down and push him out. And Brio has no idea that this is happening, and it looks like Critical is going to get some payback and 3 buff Brio here in game 2. Meanwhile, interesting start coming out from a Chaos Claw, not going for that pick. What's it called? Spell Thieves. Instead going for that coin. An interesting pickup for that, considering Janna really likes to poke quite a bit. The mana regen isn't half bad either. Trading coming out in the top lane as Tay is close to Megadnar, filling up that rage bar. Will go into Yex, trying to trade it out, doing quite a bit of damage, eking out the win there. Busco stepping on a trap. The CS advantage pretty even in the mid right now, but it looks like Coach Tyler is managing to gain a lead. Meanwhile, Chrono doing quite well, just out farming Tin Terran quite a bit, pushing him underneath that turret with those bouncing boomerangs. And again, another aggressive start from Tay this game, starting with that Doran's. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Doran shield for EX. So it's going to be interesting what happens with the first dragon, as both teams do have a lot of CC and pick potential. The Wight camp definitely having Sejuani and Annie. It's going to be quite a bit, but here's Radical putting in EQ, does land on Kabusco as the Ignite is being dropped on him. Kabusco is trying to right click, though he just needs to get out of there. Heal being popped for Chrono. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's going to be Messu going on to Coach Tyler. Forces the flash as Ignite is ticking in. Won't drop him, though, as he will be forced out of lane. Meanwhile, Critical all the way in the bottom jungle. Kabusco is dropping really low, getting a Q. Piltover Peacemaker to the face. Needs to watch out for that as he's chomping away on those biscuits. Decided to go for a mana pot as well, so is lacking one would-be health pot. Brio is trying to do his best to clear out the jungle, actually smiting the wolves will have that mobile ward in the top jungle of Elite for the time being. And it looks like Amasu will pick up a Codex first. Chalice being the first choice of Coach Tyler, getting a little bit of that MR to trade with Mesu's Ahri. Now both junglers are going Trailblazers this time. Interesting pickup, not wanting to be too aggressive, just helping their early game clear. Kabasco nicely dodging that Peacemaker. Does have a stun ready, but Critical is there. Charm does land, but doesn't land, but EQ will, and Coach Tyler will be able to walk out of that gank. Mesu should have really held on to that Charm until that EQ landed for a guaranteed hit. Meanwhile, top lane is just going to be a farm fest right now. They are doing some poking to each other, but no damage is really sticking as both top laners are quite tanky. First pickup for Yex, though, is going to be that Flask and Boots, and a very interesting pickup, while it looks like a Chain Vest and a Longsword for Tay is going to be in order, probably working towards that Blade of the Rune King. Cinder Hulk now started for Brio on his Sejuani. Meanwhile, it's going to look like a Warrior enchant for Critical, wanting to go just a little bit more aggressive on there, on that Jarvan. But Vision for Dragon in favor of the Wight camp right now, as they do have Scuttle control in the river. Meganar trying to poke out for Yex. This is going to be, I think, a slow roll game that will burst into a lot of damage. And unfortunately, there's no banter for you guys here as I am solo casting. Trustin Tay is fighting with his team there, actually dropping quite low, speaking of which, but Yex is going to be low on mana. The auto attacks percentage damage is chunking away thanks to that Gnar. And it looks like it's just gonna be a slow game. You know, this is where we talk about random stuff, waiting for things to happen. This is the slow roll. It's an interesting, though, speaking of things that, you know, random stuff that happens, the fact that tank junglers are in the meta now, actually Zac being played in the EU LCS, the buffs to him were actually substantial. I kind of brushed over them in the TLDR patch notes and not thinking too much, but that full second of CC of that knockback is absolutely huge. Coach Tyler finding a pink ward. Extra gold in the bank. As Critical will hand over that blue buff to Mesu. And yeah, bot lane has yet to go back. This is actually impressive. Even with Kabasco falling dangerously low, Corona actually baiting out that trap. Caitlyn's traps are just like instant mana pots. Just walk over there and gain free mana. But everything looking too far. Nice dash coming from Mesu with the charm hitting, but Brio is literally right beside there waiting. Don't really know what Mesu was thinking he could do in that 2v1. But a little bit of life being sparked into the Wight camp right now as they make the rotations. Kabasco going to be sitting in that tri-bush, as he does have vision control over it. Cupcake trap being dropped. And it looks like the Wight camp is wanting to see if they can take a dragon. They have some deep wards in the bottom jungle of Ctrl Alt Delete. Just wanting to make sure they are notified of any rotations. And Brio is actually just posturing around Dragon. It looks like he really wants to take it. But Critical is waiting around in the wings across the Dragon Pit. Just in case something does happen. Meanwhile, Mesu is going to catch Brio out. Brio needs to get out of dodge. Nice command protect coming out from Coach Tyler to keep his jungler safe. And we go back to stabilizing. This is a lot more controlled in this game, though. Both teams are extending laning phase quite a bit. The flash charm from Mesu, aggressive cataclysm being dropped on Coach Tyler, and Shockwave not even able to do it. And just like that, explosion, first blood going over to Ctrl Alt Elite with a very aggressive play coming from Mesu. Critical able to follow it up though. Has yet to finish that warrior enchant. It's quite peculiar. Because he should be sitting on quite a bit of gold. No, he's not. Sitting on 700. Just not farming. Even with that gank available to him, the farm, now that I look at it, Brio is just out farming Critical like something fierce in jungle standards. It's almost as much as Tay is out farming Yex in the top lane, picking up that Giant's Belt, working towards Aranduin's already, actually halting his Blade of the Rune King, going Aranduin's first. And I can only assume that that is, in fact, for an upcoming team fight, wanting to be tanky right away. Pink Ward spots the deep ward from Elite. So it looks like both teams are still just making sure that there's no sneaky dragon being taken. Vision is still highly in favor of the Wight camp around that pit, not wanting to get caught with their pants down or give away a free dragon. They know that team fights definitely favor them in there, whereas the pick potential favors Elites. Now, with Ahri Flash, Alti, and Jarvan's Cataclysm down, it should be something that they should be moving towards. Brio is trying to lane gank. Nice Flash Tibbers come in. The Janna disengaged though, but Brio Alti hits Tin Terran and will take him out quite easily. And I think that will be the green light to rotate for this dragon. Meanwhile, the top laners are going at it. A big Gnar ulti into the wall of Yex, dropping him quite low. Ultimate from Yex pops out Tay, but he is just going to hop right into that, and he does win out the trade. Now, Coach Tyler is going to be with his team there, so this is going to be a free dragon hit. Oh, EQ coming out from Critical, trying to smite that away, but he is going to pay for it with his life. And he fails the smite too. Risky move coming out from Ctrl Alt Elite. It is just the first dragon. So there was no need or pressure to make that play happen. So a little bit of a misplay coming out from Critical, getting a little bit antsy. But 2 kills. And the dragon going over in favor of the Wight camp. Here in game 2, I guess Gnar Godzilling it up. Poor helicopter, really. I wonder if there are people in there or if it's like a remote control helicopter, because he is still a baby. Because that would be terrifying to be in that helicopter while Gnar, proceeds to just ground pound you. I should say, guys, if you haven't already, check out the links down below the stream if you're enjoying BCal. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button one time. Help support it. Check out BCal's Twitter at BC Amateur League. And while you're at it, follow me there as well at Sanka3. That's the number 3, not the word 3. But a pretty docile game coming out from both teams in game 2. And I don't blame them. Ctrl-Alt-Delete wanting those points during this this season, and you know, the Wight camp wanting to join VS with a perfect record to end week 2. But Trustante and Brio get caught out by EQ combo from Critical. Brio will go in onto Yex. Critical falling dangerously low. He does drop the Cataclysm, but Brio will pick up the kill. Mesu's Charm not landing onto Coach Tyler. Kabuzko is here to help Flash, forced out of Yex over the wall to save his life. Kabuzko still holding onto that stun though, as Meganar is about to pop. And for all that excitement, only Critical falls. Getting a little over-eager with those EQ combos going in. Mesu also missing his son. Meanwhile, top laners just trading away up in the top lane. Yex taking advantage of the fact that Tay will not have his Meganar form in a bit. And Chaos Claw will actually drop low. Critical's here to help stem. Brio will just let Chaos Claw get away for that bottom tower. Good pressure coming out from the Wight camp. And they have some deep wards in that bottom jungle, so they are able to make some plays behind the turret line and punish Elite for staying. Meanwhile, the rotations from Kabuzko and Brio, that support and jungler roaming duo, paying off and picking up 2 kills so far for the team. Meanwhile, Yex is trying to answer with the top turret for himself as well, but Tay will make it back in time to defend it. Brio is now making his way up to the top jungle. Critical will spot that ward thanks to the pick. Some early pinks coming out from Ctrl-Alt-Delete, but the vision from the Wight camp, just look at that mini-map. It is just so good for the Wight camp. Early pinks, deep wards, just making sure that they can rotate to where they need to be. Brio coming in actually behind, wanted for the tower dive. Interesting choice there, but they decide against it. Meanwhile, middle tower will fall thanks to the combined efforts of Tyler, Kabuzko, and Brio. Meanwhile, Tay will pick up the top turret as well. And this is just bad rotations coming out from Elite. They honestly look very lost in where they should be right now. The Wight camp doing a great job out-rotating them and getting the tier 1 towers down in a timely manner, while protecting their own. The Wight camp up 3 towers to 0 right now. The gold advantage has passed that 5k mark, as again they leave Kabuzko to just solo farm that bot lane, grabbing that solo XP as well. Going to be huge this team fight, but here it is. They do catch out. A charm will spell death for Coach Tyler. It all happened so fast. Meanwhile, Trustante does get caught out as well, trying to duel the Jax. Big Gnar ulti into the wall as he tries to get out of there, jumps out of the Cataclysm, and will save his life. That is one of the biggest Gnar ultis I've seen in quite a while. And now, even with Coach Tyler down for the count, the Wight camp is going to rotate for this dragon, as they are posturing for it, dropping down wards to make sure they have vision. Trustin Tay does have a TP available for him, so he can go back to heal and TP if needed. Now Coach Tyler is back up, making his way down a mid lane, is able to contest this with his team. It looks like the White Camp is not wanting to let this dragon go. Vision is split for both teams, but Scuttle Control is in favor of Control Alt Delete. Brio does spot out Critical trying to back in that bush. But as soon as Yex shows top, I think it's going to be the green light for the White Camp to go on this dragon, and sure enough, this is it. This is where they make the count. Now, Yex does have TP available for him. Unfortunately, there is no close by ward, as the ward in the death bush for Elite has just transpired. Critically gets caught out with a Tibbers. Kabuzko gets picked off by the Peacemaker. Chaos Claw will fall next in line. Brio in the back line trying to zone out Tintaran and Yex. Meanwhile, Dragon is just doing so much damage to that team. Yex is just going to ulti it though, but he has no team to back him up. Now Chrono is going to come back from chasing Mesu, forces Yex to flash over the wall, but Trustin Tay is there. Coach Tyler actually fancies it. Tay is now going onto Tintaran and will pick up the kill. No! The heal is popped, saving his life. A split focus coming out. Meanwhile, Coach Tyler gets caught out by Mesu, who has been untouched. Command Protect is going to be enough to save his life though, and with a messy team fight, only really not favor for the White Camp though for picking up that dragon. Just really split focus from both teams. Brio zoning out the back line, but Tay and Chrono just chasing Mesu. Never chased an Ahri with an ultimate. Could have easily picked up the kill onto Tintaran if they were able to focus there. But 2-0 in Dragons favored of the White Camp. Chrono, Kabuzko trying to protect the pinks that they have invested in. Mesu will pick up that blue buff as well. Does actually have a CS advantage against Coach Tyler. A lot of pressure on Coach Tyler this game from the jungle to help Mesu out. But meanwhile, Critical paying for it too is almost the weak link in this Elite squad right now. Just always overextending just a bit too much. They're getting caught out. This is also his decision to go Warrior Enchant, whereas it was the option of Cinderhulk. Not really very tanky on that Jarvan right now, as he does pick up a Sightstone. Both junglers, this is a move that I really like, with the utility and tank junglers picking up that Sightstone and relying on their team to do the damage. Just really there for utility and tankiness, taking the hits. Brio and Tay roaming around in the top jungle of Elite. Chrono actually stealing away that red buff. And thanks to the deep wards that the White Camp has put down, they are able to do this. And once again, deja vu from last game, the jungle all belongs to the White Camp, but Chrono actually getting caught out by Mesu. Heal popped and spell shielded out, but it's not enough as Mesu picks up the kill. Cataclysm dropped by Critical as Trustin Tay is caught in the bit, but Kabuzko will pick up the kill onto Chaos Claw. Kabuzko tanking that turret though, as Yex tries to push him out. Meanwhile, Critical is going to try to go on to Brio, but he is just so tanky right now. No, big Gnar ulti will pick up the kill for Tay on Critical as they try to disengage that. Mesu and Tintaran still very healthy, as the ultimate from Tintaran will come out, not gaining the kill. Kabuzko needs to get out of dodge, as Mesu still has lethal amounts of damage for him. The White Camp members blinking red, but they are able to disengage out of that, only losing Chrono that fight. in that 2-for-1 trade. And just very weird focus coming out from both teams. Very, very split. And people are getting away with very low health, which can be a little bit frustrating. But the Wight camp continuing to hold on to that 5k lead. Elite trying to clear out their jungle as best as they can. Meanwhile, top lane, Tay defends his turret. And Elite has yet to pick up a single turret this game. 26 minutes into the game. With Mesu being, 3-0 for his team, they are looking to him to carry this game. But the picks have been few and far between, as Scuttle is picked up for the Wight camp as they prepare for this third dragon. Mesu gets caught out by a shockwave from Orianna. And that'll be a nice pick on for the Wight camp. This should secure this dragon for them. But death timers are still quite low. Mesu should respawn in time to contest this dragon pit. It looks like members of the Wight camp are just going to make sure that they have all the vision of this. They really need to send Coach Tyler to push that middle though, while they siege this Baron. Or this dragon, excuse me, so that it is pushing in their favor, and they will have to send somebody back for that middle turret if it does get to that point. TP's available for both top laners, so they will be able to join this fight. Now Mesu has respawned and is making his way down the mid lane, as the Wight camp will just start this dragon up. They were trying to pull it out just a bit. Ping is going down for Elite to try to contest this dragon. EQ combo coming up from Critical as they all pile into the pit. They actually pick it up as the Wight camp is able to smite that away, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade right now as both Brio and Cabasco will fall. Nice shockwave, not really hitting anything, and the shutdown from Mesu will be alright. The command protect from Trust and Tay is going to keep him safe. They need to get out of here, and with a messy fight, it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Elite. Though the Wight camp did pick up their third dragon, they will sacrifice that T1 tower. Shouldn't be too hurt by that, as it is almost 30 minutes into the game, and that is the first tower for Elite. Really messy fight, these games. These have not been clean fights. But nonetheless, the Wight camp still in a commanding position with a gold kill and dragon advantage. Elite is doing a fantastic job though, regaining vision of their jungle. The bot side is lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh, Yex is actually, thanks to, before he TP'd in, was able to get that top turret. That's right. Cabasco does see a Chaos Claw forced to flash away from that, but a lot of sums being forced out. Brio having to use that ultimate. Might have been a little bit too eager of a call. Tay TPing up top lane to stop that push from Critical and Yex. Meanwhile, Trust and Tay in Mega pushing out Yex out of the jungle. Wanting to team fight here, but they do not have Brio. So might be a bit of a mistake. They are setting up Chrono to deal with that top wave, put some farm onto their ADC. Scion actually has already finished a Warmogs. So I really want to see a Blade of the Ruined King coming out from Tussin Tay, but instead he is going Hex Drinker. Now, Elite is going to siege this tier 2 middle. All members of the White Camp is here as they go in. Big ultimate coming out from Tay, knocking them into the wall. They need a great shockwave, and they do get it. Double kill coming out from Coach Tyler as Kabusco will pick up one off the back on Critical. Passive from Scion is not going to find anything, but a huge wombo combo coming out from the White Camp as Mesu gets caught out by Brio's ulti, and that's going to be an ace for the White Camp, and just like that, they are in the driver's seat. But instead of taking a T2 tower, they are just gonna go for a Baron. Interesting call coming out from the White Camp. Not necessarily something that I can fault them for, but regardless, it is going to be a Baron for the White Camp. Just absolutely amazing team fight coming out from there. A great engage from Tay into that huge Gnar ulti, and Coach Tyler holding off on his shockwave until the Gnar ulti stun wore off, chaining that CC to the maximum, picking himself up a double kill right off the bat, and Kabuzko with that Tibbers spelling Kratical's death right there. Not even able to Cataclysm as he died so fast. Now with a Baron buff, TWC squad, they are making their way mid. They did put Tay up in the top lane to try to push that. He does not have TP available for him, so the White Camp need to be careful not to get caught out with their pants down. Meanwhile, Tin Terran is showing down bot, so they can get away with being a little bit more aggressive. Elite is now rotating to try to protect this T2 tower. Brio getting poked out by Mesu. Need to watch out. Meanwhile, Tay has finally reached the tier 2 top turret. They need somebody to stop that split push right now, and they do send out Yex. But it looks like it doesn't matter, as Tay will just take that turret for himself. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they still continue to siege it. Chaos Claw trying to shield the turret as best as he can, but alas, to no avail, as both top and mid T2s fall. The White Camp trying to pressure that inhib turret, but it looks like they might just rotate for that last T2 in the bot lane. Dragon has spawned now. It is going to be the 4th dragon for the White Camp if they are able to pick it up, getting just one step closer to that 5 stack of Dragon Slayer. It looks like Tay is now in the bot lane. Great rotations coming out from the White Camp though, making sure that they put the Baron buff in as many lanes as they safely can. They know that Gnar is quite safe. Tay is actually huge, 1-0-8 on that Gnar. As the siege continues, Baron buff is almost down. They do send Yex again, but what can Yex do against this Gnar right now? Tay's just picking up little bits, and the rotation from the White Camp is going to secure that. Big ulti coming out from Brio though, flashes, and Janna ulti able to disengage that, and the White Camp are just going to back off from that. Ultimate shockwave coming out from Coach Tyler. I think that must have been a misfire. There was no backup for it. does force members of Elite to back off and heal, though, as they are going to rotate and pick up that dragon. There is no contest from Elite, though, on this Baron, so they are going to be one step away from that 5 stacks of Dragon Slayer. Ctrl Alt Delete need some breathing room. They need something to just collect their thoughts. They look very lost this game. Getting just absolutely out-rotated by the Wight camp. You know, I question how many Poro snacks does it take to make a Poro that big? Considering that that is one huge Poro. And if you feed a Poro too many stacks, don't they just explode into a bunch of little Poros? These are the questions of life. These are the questions and the lore that Riot needs to answer. Are there Poro trainer? Poro, wait, breeders. That's what they're called, right? Poro breeders? I think that's... Would that be a thing? Would Braum be a Poro breeder? Would he breed Poros and then give them as gifts, as little friends? I don't know, I'm digressing, but this game, again, deja vu from the first game. The Wight camp definitely in the driver's seat of this game. It's their game to lose. 4 dragons up, 11k lead. Baron actually coming up in a minute 20. Mesu actually gets caught by Kabuzko and Brio, and no matter how many dashes there is, that's going to be one dead Mesu. Getting caught in his own jungle, considering again the warding from the Wight camp is just so aggressive. And they are just going to work away at that middle inhibitor turret. Meanwhile, Tay is there. Shockwave landing on just Terran forcing him. Yex is going to be here with his team trying to stop it. Meanwhile, Tay is just happily split pushing down bot. The work that Yex did top lane has yet to pressure the Wight camp from going back. Tay actually joins his team. As they try to make this way. Mesu has respawned there. Big Gnar ulti back into the Chaos Claw, falls dangerously close, and that will be picked up by Coach Tyler. Brio will go in at a big Cataclysm on Critical, but they just flashed out. That's going to be a double kill for Coach Tyler as they continue the fight. Now Mesu's trying to kite back as Kabuzko falls dangerously close. It will be ulted by Tinterin, but does die, and that is going to be just a straight ace for the Wight camp. A clean ace. Not a single person died. A heal and command protect being popped on Kabuzko by Coach Tyler will save that Annie's life. Absolutely mind-blowing. Tinterin, a little too over-eager and overconfident, ulties Kabuzko instead of just right-click damage. And that is going to be the second Baron going over in favor of the Wight camp. Inhib now down for Elite as super minions will start crawling into their base. Dragon will spawn as well in just over a minute. That is something Elite has to contest. That 5th dragon is something that they need to contest, but with a Baron up Wight camp, can they really afford to take this fight? It's just Elite being caught between a rock and a hard place. They didn't slow down the dragon count. And now they are going to fight not only against the Baron up, the White camp, but also 5 dragons. Soon, Messu trying to get a pick to help his team out, but Brio is just way too tanky. Probably the wrong person. You want nice wave coming in favor of the White camp. They have the double siege as they press their advantage. And it looks like Tay is just going all the way to the back line of stunning Terran and Critical in there. Ulti from Janna will save them just a bit. Koshala force to Zhonya's. A nice big shockwave. Will pick him up. Another double kill as he falls dangerously close. Brio is just going to tank out everything. Tay, it's not done yet, taking both Nexus turrets and pings from the White camp is going to disengage them to pick up that 5th dragon. And I'm not one to call games when you know, before they're over, but it is looking like lights out for Elite. They put up a great fight in game 1, but looked just a tad bit lost in game 2 with the rotations. You know, not to put anything on Elite at all. It's just the rotations coming out from the White camp are just so spot on. The warding was absolutely amazing, so that they were able to do those rotations, make Elite kind of look like they were giving towers for free. Este is now just going to threaten the last inhibitor turret. Though, at this point, with 5 dragon buff on all 5 members of the White camp, they absolutely don't need it. But they demand complete victory, and Brio will just face tank that top last turret. Trust and Taze in the back line. Huge ulti onto Chaos Claws. He drops low. Kabasco will drop the Bear Timbers into the Cataclysm. Shockwave not really hitting anything, but it really doesn't matter as Brio forces Messu out. Messu does pick up 1 kill, but Trust and Tay is going for the Retribution kill. They don't care about the Nexus anymore. They're just going to pad their stats. 10-2 and 10. Oriana 3-0 and 15 on that Gnar. Huge KDAs coming out from the White camp. And for a second week in a row, the White camp will join VS at the top of the rankings with a perfect 4-0 record in this BCal Spring Splits 2015.